good, right?
It does.
Very little room for error, and for Vision Strikers, they just like to go.
I love the fact that you bring that up about Gambit, because it doesn't mean they have to go fast. Setting the pace doesn't mean you're always doing things. And looking back at the history of the Gambit organization, they've always been a team that loves to take the aggressive side first. I was talking to Mitch, even back to Gambit youngsters. These guys would say, we want attack, and they take attack on both of Vision Strikers' picks to set that pace.
And that's an interesting approach, right? Because we talked about how Gambit's attack half is normally lackluster.
It's true, it's their lower percentage.
Right, yeah, almost across the entire board. So it's just interesting to see that they want to go on the attacking half up against Vision Strikers. Perhaps just lean into your strengths in the second half. Either way here, for Gambit in the pistol, we're already 35 seconds into the round, and it's as we expected, right? A whole lot of nothing.
Yep, and we have the breach rotation around. Always eyes on Vision Strikers breach, where Stacks might be going to make those calls and send that first fault line through. They play a lot off contact, and so far, Gambit has avoided giving any contact just yet. Look where Nats is. He's already behind enemy lines, as usual.
The thing is, Stacks, though, Stacks is there for the fault line if needed. Of course, he's rotating out now. You see the remaining members of Vision Strikers, or excuse me, of Gambit are starting to pull off Stacks' fault line, going towards Octagon. So
30 seconds
early
left.
miss.
Cool.
Flash was out as well, not getting any info. Nats has gotten his way all the way back in, but RB is able to draw first blood in this best of 3.
That'll stall things out a little bit for the rotation from Vision Strikers. Everybody is actually staying still for now. They don't feel like Gambit's gained enough ground to rotate, but now, yes, Vision Strikers start to act on the retake.
Only 3 members remaining on the side of Vision Strikers. They're going to have to get the spike down soon, and there it is. Stacks with the flash swinging around. It's good for it, but Chronicle, face lit up, able to get the shots onto Stacks anyway. Defo's there as well. It's just one left. Lakia, the late addition, not going to make anything happen this time around. So Gambit win the pistol. They bled the clock all the way down.
Great point.
And they hit, and when they hit hard.
Great point, especially with the area that Nats got to. How much audio was he grabbing back and forth? Probably hearing the breach go all the way back towards that B site. Stacks was ready on that side, and Gambit come up with round 1. They are just going to be bringing Spectres in. Defo finds his Marshall. Get himself to a quick rifle right away. And now he can start to snipe people out. Looks like it's just going to be across the map. Spike is dropped here for Gambit again. Let's see how long they make this round.
Standing ahead.
Other thing I want to keep an eye on is Nats and where he sets up his utilities. So second time in a row, it's the exact same Viper wall. Right, I just want to see, are they going to play off of that? Are they going to condition Vision Strikers or attempt to condition Vision Strikers a certain way? Trailblazer going up long.
And they're giving respect to Vision Strikers too. Look at all of the orbs, or the stars I should say, across the map on both teleporters, thinking Vision Strikers might just pop out of the woodwork, and they almost call that one right as the guiding light comes around the corner for a pickup. Nats is able to get one for himself.
And that was like an exchange, a gentleman's agreement almost, when it comes to exchanging utility. You had the fault line, you had the flash, push things off, but the thing for Vision Strikers there is, as much as it may have been a gentleman's agreement as far as exchange of utility goes, the kills did not go their favor. It was not an even thing, but take a look at Lakia. Lakia's on the flank. He's going to be able to wrap around them, but he may show, by the time he shows up at the site, the play may be over because Nats is going hunting. Yes, that is indeed the case. Shados, understanding there may be a little something happening behind him. That's exactly what goes down. A Prime Gaming flawless for Gambit as they take round 2.
That round cleaned up as it should have been. Vision Strikers not able to gain too much ground as Gambit moved up to those entrances. Vision Strikers could have used to try and attack back. You could just see them all taken out in the 1v1 positions. Nats with his final push. Now, this is where it becomes important to watch how Vision Strikers plays off of their utility. You hear it all the time of how good the Korean region is of doing that and making things work off the contact on just the guiding lights, off of the fault lines when they get a little bit of an audio cue. Yeah, and there they go.
Yep, flash down long, get info fountain. Buzz is going, the flash counter was there, but Stacks, they just play so well off of his utility. Gets traded out though. He's still alive, but Defo. Defo's gotten in, wrapped around, cleaned up Stacks. And Gambit really can go anywhere here.
It's a great read too, because Vision Strikers will normally send more than 2 in that fight, along with Stacks just being the one behind the feet in the flashes. Again, that contact play is so important for them. It's Defo here on top of 10. He's not going to be able to get much, but Nats picks it up.
early use of that Viper's Pit. You get that well ahead of schedule, right? We're only in round 3, and he was able to bring that in. I think the other thing for Gambit is they had options. They could have rotated off. There was plenty of time. Draw the rotations of Vision Strikers over, and then go A. But no, they stick B, drop the ult. They get the important picks that are needed to secure the round. And now Gambit are in a financial surplus, right? Meanwhile, Vision Strikers, they're sitting brutal. This was a round that they should have won. At least traditionally, that should have gone in favor of Vision Strikers, but Gambit starting off hot with the 3-0 lead.
I feel like Gambit has a better inkling that if they do see a guiding light, there is much more power behind it. Vision Strikers is never just going to throw one thing out and not follow it. They're using every bit of utility. That's what you know them for. Gambit seems to be reading that a bit here. A great turn by Nats. Who else? Turns up the round a little bit for Gambit to bring it back with 2 in his favor. A third here as he throws down the Viper's Pit and cleans up RB.
So for Vision Strikers here, you're back. We were just talking about economy, right? So they're back on a pistol buy. Mako's the only one who does have a rifle. You've got Stax and Lakia and RB, actually, with a couple of Sheriffs. Flash down B long again. This time Stax a bit further up, playing in hookah.
Same star setup on the eco. Thinking Vision Strikers might just pop out of everywhere. Nats pulls 2, and they were right to figure they would come down mid. 3 on hookah. Stax is jumping around to see if he can offer any fault lines if his team does find contact. Looks like A might be the final work here with Nats wall already down. They're going to be able to use that coverage. Nice pressure.
Yeah, Buzz good to take one away. At this point, it's just damage control, right? Like, if your Vision Strikers, hurt them as much as you can financially, but for Gambit, you know you have A to work with. You've got some room. You've got the numbers advantage. And you should be sitting pretty financially here as well. So looking to get the spike down at the hands of Chronicle, get one step closer to bringing that Hunter's Fury online. And while Stax was able to get one, that's all he's able to get. Gambit at 4, an early start, a great start, and I think you touched on something, Riv, in that previous round. It was almost like they were expecting for Vision Strikers to pop out of everywhere at the same time. That's exactly what they did, right? They pushed into sand, they swung out from A short, and Gambit were ready for it. End point, right? Like, Vision Strikers, if that's the pace at which they want to play, if that's the approach they want to have in this half, it's going to have to somehow even be harder and faster than what we're used to seeing out of Vision Strikers, because Gambit have had their number.
All right. Galaxies are down. Stars set up absolutely everywhere. We can see the gravity well is set up in shower to make sure that is RB having a little bit of agency over this ultimate orb. He's 3 away. Shados is on deck, and it looks like they may actually be focusing that as starting off towards showers as 3 members. Nats to Roman mid.
A little bit of Astro util, as you mentioned, RB getting around to the other side. The denial of info just from that smoke, right? Like, it's actually going to get given away by the flash right in his face. So now they know that somebody is there. The thing is, they don't know if he pulled off or not, right? And now you've got Stax who's shown up as well.
What a crossfire.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Now Shados has the Seekers as well. I think there was room there for misdirection given the denial of info, what was happening behind the astral smoke. But Gambit, again, they're reading everything the right way.
Go with a nice push-up here, but nobody's going to be walking into him. Like, you take 2 out, and Gambit just stands still. They become statues and leave it up to Vision Strikers to say what next. Gambit will bring it down to probably 30 seconds or so before they go to do something, and Seekers will allow them to clear the map.
That's got to be infuriating, because you look at a situation like that and you expect a team with the numbers advantage, 2 picks off the bat, to take something away, right? And then you play off of that. But for Gambit, as you said, poker face on full display. Don't give up a single bit of info. Now they drop the Seekers leaning towards B. They're going to have the drone work its way forward, a flash out as well to let him know that Octagon is safe. But Buzz with the up. It's going to take a bit more than that, though, to bring this thing back in. The flash is going to pull Buzz right back down. 7 seconds left.
Oh my God,
Defo just wiping the floor with Vision Strikers. What a statement. What an open from Gambit.
I saw that on the minimap. I need to see what happened in hookah just there. Nats swung around with the 180 and just takes out his opponent. This crossfire here. And then the refire from Defo to make sure they pick it up on Stax as he was checking to see how many might be pushing. Oh my word. Just the awareness. And you can see how stumped right now Vision Strikers is. 5-0. Lakia's ult is online. They'll have a bit more map control here if they feel like they're losing ground. with Seekers. Stars everywhere for Gambit. They're setting up this default that really isn't telling Vision Strikers anything or setting a precedent because Gambit's been working everywhere.
It's like for Vision Strikers, it's like they're trying to read a book, right? So you sit down, you get cozy, you try to read a book, you open it up, front cover, what's on the first page? Nothing. Turn the page. What's on the second page? Nothing. There's literally nothing in the book. There's nothing for Vision Strikers to work off of, and for Gambit again, or for Vision Strikers, excuse me, that's got to be so infuriating. You've got nothing to play off of, nothing to give you cues to suggest where they might be going, what their tells are, and Gambit are just able to live rent-free.
Toxin screen down.
So they're rotating, stacks back over. And I think they're trying to wait for what may happen. Yeah, they're just leaning him back and forth, keeping him on what would be this U-haul and straight down short A fault line, or towards B if they start going back that way. And here he is, setting up in U-haul. Will they be able to stop what's coming at him?
Yeah, I wonder if they commit. This is the first time we've really seen Vision Strikers have a good read on what's going on. The early rotate off, and Shados is able to open things up. A clean kill on Mako. We've got to remember Vision Strikers don't have as much to work with as far as weaponry, but you do have Buzz and Lakia. Redgar responds just fine. A 6-0 lead for Gambit. So we touched on it very briefly there. There was a late flash that came out from Vision Strikers back towards Fountain. Didn't tag anything. With 30-odd seconds left, they all rotated from Vision Strikers back towards A, which is exactly where Gambit was going. So again, the first time that we really see Vision Strikers hit that call right, but the gun difference was just too much.
Yeah, Redgar showers there, being able to sideswipe the rest of Vision Strikers coming in. That was the eco. They farm up a few more frags on the side of Gambit, so an expected round, but now in round 7, something needs to change for Vision Strikers. They have a retake with the Rolling Thunder. Lakia still has the ultimate, but it doesn't seem like once these rounds come to fruition, once these rounds get far enough in, you can't have that use of the Seekers. There's just no reason to. Mako to start off good here with first blood, though.
That was a change of pace from Gambit. Defo going full send. And yeah, Mako's just able to clean that up effortlessly, but these individual gunfights aren't going Vision Strikers' way as well, and I think that's very concerning because it's not just the macro, right? Yeah. The individual gunfights aren't happening either.
You are divided.
And when you're able to just get picked apart like that, Vision Strikers, it's hard to find footing to respond on.
Oh. Redgar drops RB as he blast pack into market, naps through the Cosmic Divide. And it does not seem like Vision Strikers can even get a few members there at a time. Lakia falls last from Nats. Another 4K from him. That's on a gun round. And Gambit is just a train on the tracks right now.
If there were any concerns about Gambit, if there were any questions about how they would perform given their most recent performance against Crazy Raccoon, they've been all but extinguished, right? Like this is the Gambit that people were expecting leading into Berlin. This is the Gambit that people thought could run the whole table, right? And win the whole dang thing. And they are full steam ahead.
And it's everybody kind of participating here. Obviously, Nats is just crushing things, but Defo's hitting those shots.
And I think the other thing to point out here is if it was very close, but Lakia was just not showing up in certain moments, we could look at that and go, well, okay, maybe King should have been the one playing here. But it hasn't just been Lakia. I don't think that's a problem. I think Gambit have just had everything to do with Vision Strikers. It isn't just that one roster swap. Vision Strikers look lost right now.
That's what I'm saying. And that doesn't put this on Lakia. It is a team game for sure. It just does seem like maybe the communication isn't there, so the rest of those dominoes are not able to be put in place for what makes them so strong. That contact play off of their utility, the way they can make a team just feel so pinned into one position and still make it work in their favor. We'll see what happens here. 3 ultimates on the side of Vision Strikers. Just that one from Nats. If they do get into a site, he can go ahead and gain that Viper's Pit control. Now pushing out a little bit, though. We see Lakia taking some space. They are understanding that it is not a play towards B from Gambit, but they're also still back in cave here. They're all the way back towards their own spawn.
See, does Lakia? Okay, so Lakia still has a flash and Trailblazer. So Trailblazer going to be invested. Nobody's back. Fountain. And for Gambit, Chronicle using the drone to try to clear out Hookah. That's the thing. Like, that's what we've been talking about, Riv. Even with all of that, they haven't shown anything. Defo. Oh, Defo's off shoulder. Not able to lay the shot.
30 seconds left.
Ooh, few dinks.
So, and that was the setup that they had, right? Stax was in a position to either flash or fault line into short off of the contact from Buzz, but Buzz gets messed up. The fault line was there too. Gun difference on full display here as Defo dancing around with the op, tries to land that last shot, but guess what? His teammate had already gotten it. Shadows clears up, Lakia as well. RB has the showstopper, has a sheriff, and is in a 1v5 position given away as well. There's just not a whole lot that he could do. A Prime Gaming flawless, and honestly, Rave, it hasn't just been that round. You could, I mean, we might as well start talking about a Prime Gaming flawless up until this point. 8 rounds in a row.
Sorry. Vision Strikers, as we were talking about them before, Vision Strikers have not dropped a map here at Masters Berlin. And this might just be a message from Gambit. We will take attack on your first map pick. We could have chosen defense and just easy rolled it. Or not easy rolled it, but kind of just sat back and let you come to us, right? And then they continue to pressure on each round, switching up what they're doing, but also, in the same respect, giving Vision Striker respect throughout these rounds, covering the teleporters, knowing Vision Strikers can, at any moment, flip this on its head, but Gambit not allowing that to happen.
Interesting hit. They go ahead and they invest a Hunter Suri into showers while they hit with the Seekers in towards A short, but they haven't been able to get in. It's an excellent delay from Vision Strikers, but now Nat's able to crack it open. Redguard working his way into showers as well. The spike still towards A, but there's nowhere. I mean, Gambit are nowhere near it. Numbers advantage in favor of Vision Strikers, and it looks like they may get on the board here.
Just getting back to a few textbook first shots, being confident on that opening aim, and this is where Vision Strikers comes out on this one. A nice control of how Gambit was pressuring. Let's see if Redguard can set up anything tricky for the team to get through here. They somewhat caterpillar that side of default. And now they come in with the sonar bolt from Chronicle. 1-1.
Benefit for him is, I was going to say, he has a chance at isolating that gunfight with Lakia, but Chronicle drops. Redguard's left alone in this 1v3, attempting to keep the perfect game alive, and it doesn't look like that's going to be the case this time around. Redguard, again, has his hands full, doesn't have the spike, doesn't have any health. So, Vision Strikers, a moral victory, a round victory, a desperately needed one at this point, right? Like, you've got to get that monkey off your back. And for a lot of teams, it's let's get one, and then the floodgates open. That's exactly what Vision Strikers need to do here.
But let's talk about what is happening for Vision Strikers here. Buzz hitting a few shots here, but also missing some shots. We do not particularly see him miss. A few of the open ones in mid when he was on top of the box. We saw him double aim for one he swung down for. He had to swing back up, so not flowing for him just yet, but it seems like things are coming into the mix for Vision Strikers. And here they will back each other up to try and make something happen in showers.
The utility usage from Shados, right? Like, you saw what they were trying to do off the Astral Star, try to get Buzz in a position where you wouldn't necessarily expect that to see, and he gets there without, in theory, he would be able to get there without Gambit knowing because of the smoke, because of the Astral Smoke. But again, Shados using the Trailblazer early on gives away where Buzz is. They understand that there's an op over there, at least there was, and they don't have to lean that way now.
I like this. More just showing the aggression here from Vision Strikers. They hadn't before. Gambit was left to sit back, and then they could attack. So now they know Vision Strikers is gaining a little more ground. It may be harder for Gambit to get back into the position where they feel comfortable. Chronicle able to see what's going on with RB inside Hookah. They get some good damage on him, but he's going to stay.
For Gambit, the schedule has roughly been about 30 seconds. So Defo going in maybe a little bit earlier than what we expected. Rolling Thunder coming out as Defo has gotten his way into U-Haul. Stax looking to fight to take that space back. Mako's in a great spot as well. But here comes the Viper's Pit, a straight up 5v5. You've got RB who's going to be showing up behind them. Mako clears up Shadows, kills being traded back and forth, but Nat's good for 3. He's playing in his playground. The Viper's Pit is such a good, strong spot for him. It has been consistently. Buzz with the op up close. Buzz, that's all he was good for.
I mean, that's tough.
Yeah, that's brutal. Gambit to 9.
Credit to Buzz for heading in there, knowing he had to do a mission impossible with the operator, but they do lose that. And I think Vision Strikers is almost, I'm sorry, Gambit is forcing Vision Strikers' hand. Coming over, we saw Stax immediately rolling Thunder. When nothing had really happened in the site, there was still chaos, people running around. He actually only hit one person. But that goes to show what that wall Nats keeps putting up in A is doing. How much pressure it's causing and what it's making Vision Strikers do. They do find a little bit of control off of that from Lakia. So they know one is long, and he'll get some jump peeks in.
Stay down.
You cannot test Defo his last few days. You cannot.
Mess around and find out. And Lakia found out. You can't give Defo that many looks. That op shot ringing true early on. Taking some space long. Buzz looking to respond with a little bit of aggression of his own. Bladestorm, too short.
Need to see more of that. 1-for-1s, if they're across the map even. An answer for the first blood. Still the stars set up towards the B site. Might give Vision Strikers a little alert that this is going to happen. They do have Mako on the other side, but he can participate in what happens in B like that. Not a problem. So they have a great setup on the side of Vision Strikers here with this 4v4.
Don't know that they're going to be able to flip the map here. It's a heavy stack towards B. I think they're going to commit to it. They may not have a choice. Excellent start, but Stack's able to trade it out. Gets the second one as well and gets away with his life. But Defo wants more. The flash, the shot. Stax is out.
2v2, very healthy now for Gambit as they make their way in. They get a little bit of high ground here so they can at least have Defo see something before he makes a play. Buzz! A very heady move there to almost pull the round in their favor.
Worried Vision Strikers have elbow control. This kill is everything. Mako's able to establish that, leaving Defo alone. He's stuck back B long. He's going to have to work his way forward. You see the pinks coming out. Cosmic Divide's going to follow as well. Defo going right through it, and Mako's able to bleed that out through the smoke. They're going to get the defuse. They're going to get to 2. And I think anything right now is a win for Vision Strikers.
They need this third one. Honestly, with how Gambit will be able to control the second half, they can really just feel out the way Vision Strikers wants to play overall and find a gun round where they have a few ultimates and secure those. So this is going to be even more pressure coming in if Vision Strikers cannot pick up this third round. Nice job coming back into the site. Vision Strikers pulling a few more in their favor. Can they do it again? Lakia's ult is online. Defo's got that Bladestorm though.
Doesn't look like we're going to see an early hit out from Vision Strikers either, based off of how they're set up. Buzz repositioning off of the flash to get a cheeky little angle with the op. Trailblazer there. He's going to have to give that space back up. Yeah. Meanwhile, the slight difference here, we are seeing some early space being taken away. Defo using the drone to get in aggressive early on. The Bladestorm not doing anything this time around.
Nicely called by Stax. A great time fault line going through Hookah. Chronicle will still push up. The shot's on the Buzz.
Still dancing his way around Hookah. Spot Stax as well. Clean him up, man. Vision Strikers down to 3.
The recoil control, just pop, pop, 2 shots, does it twice. And it didn't even look like they were able to retaliate that much. Stax goes down in the spawn area as RB jumps for some peeks. And the Spike is going to be working back towards that A site, knowing they have dwindled the numbers of Vision Strikers at this point. Let's see how Gambit decides to end.
And you see how carefully Gambit are playing this, right? Like, you've got Shados who's staring into market. They have to play this slowly because they have no idea if somebody from A had wrapped around behind them. That's why they're moving so slowly, so carefully. Make sure nothing's given away. Lakia applying pressure down B long, and it looks like they may turn back into it. The thing is, though, for Vision Strike, or for Gambit, excuse me, 30 seconds left in the round. That's a lifetime.
We already see the rotation now from RB. What a flash there from Lakia to really get a great amount of information that somebody's still Hookah. Those stars down towards B main will probably let the team know that it's going to be this site.
Good.
Forced out.
Yeah, but good info gathered. Right now, Lakia is going to be wrapping around. Mako's going to show up a bit late as well. So for RB, wisely, just kind of waiting it out. Wait until your teammates show up, get into a decent position, and then try to take this thing back with force. Nats playing tight. Does Mako check the corner? Does Mako check the corner? Yes, he does. Lands the shots as well on to Nats. Numbers advantage. Quickly eliminated as Lakia is left alone. We talked about how he had been pushed off and now he's shun up spots. Chronicle has to jump down. Redgar's playing tight, but he's so weak it doesn't matter. Gambit get to 10. What a half, Riv. What a half, and again, we questioned, man, they're starting off on attack. Attack statistically is not great. What's the game plan going into this? F all of that. They're so good right now.
Setting the pace is the #1 thing for Gambit, and they got it right off the bat.
We're going to throw it down to the desk. Sue, take it away. If things were to fall apart for Gambit, and I definitely don't think that's going to be the case. I think we talked about it. This is Gambit's preferred half now. This is where they're strong. If they were able to do that from the weak side, imagine what they can do here.
Vision Strikers now get a little bit more agency in how they use that util to attack.
Look at Redgar.
Really?
So he plays around a smoke. The Roomba doesn't spot him. Oh my goodness.
You're kidding me.
He's behind him. It's nothing personal, kid. He gets one, not able to get the second. Stacks. The clip runs dry. The frenzy wasn't good there. But what can Nats do? The flash pushes him off. Lands those shots as well. It's a full send on to B. You got Defo, who's going to show up a little bit later. It may not matter. Shados' Ghost able to get 2.
Just a right-click jumper. The frenzy's there. Is it the headshot coming in? It's the double up from Gambit, and they pull in the first round of the second half. Not far from now, Vision Strikers very close to losing their first map here at Masters Berlin, and Gambit is going to make it a quick one.
And I wish we could go back and see the minimap, because I thought for a second I saw a ping, an attacker ping on where Redgar was wrapping around behind the Astral Star. But again, he played that so well, just waited. A little lurking around, you'll never know I'm here, and then blows it up in hookah. And that's the kind of thing that has kept Vision Strikers on their back foot, right? Like, it's little things like that. The fun thing, too, about Gambit is on the attacking half, they're so careful, they're so methodical, but on the defensive half, they have been known to dial it up with things like that.
You see Vision Strikers trading around a Spectre to a Stinger from Stacks to RB, because RB is going to be in the front. He's going to be trying to get the frags. Defo just shuts that idea right down.
There's just no way in. There's no way in. Shadows able to get one as well, but pop flash out. Zax gets 2.
This is a buy. They got to do this.
Numbers advantage in favor of Gambit. The telly comes through. Redgar again. Oh, they check it! Lakia cleans that up, so they should be able to get on to B. You still have a minute left in the round. That's why you see Chronicle waiting it out. Maybe he'll stick towards A, because they could pull that back off. But the plan is there. Nats.
What?
Nats has been an absolute monster this entire series, this entire tournament. And he's just looking to pile it on. Stacks alone. Stacks able to isolate that gunfight onto Nats. Leaves things in a 1v1. Chronicle creeping his way forward. Chronicle with the shots. Gambit with 12.
And that was the buy from Vision Strikers as they dip into the Spectres and the Stingers. Stacks does have the Rolling Thunder here. They need it. They need this to change everything if they want to continue here in this first map of Bind. Vision Strikers pick the introduction of Lakia now into Masters Berlin, and Gambit is dismantling Vision Strikers.
And Rip, so yeah, they have the Rolling Thunder, but what else are they gonna have, right? You mentioned
That's the eggs in one basket, Doug.
I mean, they blew the bankroll in that round, so they should just be okay. So they do have a little bit. You've got light armor though on Mako, light armor on RB, light army on light armor. On Lakia, certainly not what they want to be bringing into the fold. And for Gambit, you've got a fat cushion to play off of, a 10-round lead. You're riding the bonus. Everything on Vision Strikers here.
Here it is. Pretty deep back.
Yeah.
They're only going to be considerate of who's going to get the front of this. It doesn't hit the back of the site, and will they be able to work off it?
Right, it was space that they already had. Shados good for 1. The Rolling Thunder not providing a ton of value as Nats is there as well. They're entirely unfazed by that ultimate. The classic is there. Oh my gosh! Nats! Gambit! Has to change though here for Vision Strikers. The way they got dismantled, it was just pretty brutal to watch, to be honest, and not something I don't think anybody expected. But I will say on the other side, you talk about a masterclass performance, talk about like textbook, how to expose someone on Bind. Gambit, that was beautiful.
See how Vision Striker sets this up now. King in, as they were talking about the Killjoy there, the Sentinel utility to be laid down and allow them to play off a little bit more here on Split. Again, Gambit with their selections of sides, start attack on every map exactly where they want to be setting the pace. Slow once again, Orbs set up in, or sorry, Stars set up in mid, and they'll be able to play off of these slowly.
Now for Gambit, as you mentioned, the Stars set up mid. They've also been able to work their way in. We've got a Nano Swarm just up top of ropes. Thank you to the observers. Excellent shot. But it'll have to be off of contact, right? Like,
wow.
That would be, yeah, now it's gone. So
bye-bye.
Forget all of that. So they press mid, they clear that out, they make some noise, they drew the wall out. You see the wall was up out from RB, has been cleared out already. I do like this from Mako, though. Takes some of that space away.
So Nats was seen by the turret on the right side. I think that's why we get pretty good lean here by Stacks to this as well. Back and forth to A and B, making sure they have a fluid defense right now. And the timing by Gambit couldn't be more perfect. They used that flash to deny the turret, and they're in.
Defo dashing his way into his Cloudburst. The flash countered out. Tried turning it away. Still got tagged up just a little bit, but Shadows and Chronicle
10 seconds left.
take care of 2 on the side of Vision Striker. Stacks is still back there, though. Stacks, the mad lad, if he can delay this, if he can indeed. Stacks gets 2, RB get 1. Vision Strikers are on the board early this time around.
Ooh. They pull that one down to the last seconds of the round. Vision Strikers with a beautiful defense on A. Again, Stacks was the one we saw leaning from site to site. Finally laces up, makes his way all the way back over to A, and connects with these shots. Beautifully done by Vision Strikers. And again, we wondered, could they just kind of put the last map behind them? So far, so good. That's only one round. But they have a lot more confidence in those shots than we saw for Bind.
Gonna bring better guns this time around. See that early wall invested out from RB, already been shot out again. For game, their approach has not changed. You've got Chronicle testing the water spit towards Garage. I mean, but look at where the spike is too. Like, it's not just like playing in Ramen or playing in Sewers or anything like that. Like, it's all the way back.
So they just flashed out mid to understand who was there. They actually push RB on that, but a Trailblazer was sent through Garage. So they're thinking B, but not a full attack here. And a nice push by Vision Strikers to actually find out where the agency of Gambit was.
Defo was in a great spot there too, and he still is, right? With that Sheriff, he does only have 2 HP, but he can continue to cause problems. We've already seen the investment of utility from the Killjoy towards A. Not going to be a factor this time around, as King is dead. Defo's about to have his hands full. You got one player working his way up. Oh, he spotted him, not able to land the first shot. Gave him a haircut, the flash. Tried turning it away, no, Stacks gives it right back.
2 HP, he stays there. He could have just gotten roped down, but very confident. Defo will stand tall, and now they will start to enter into the mail room. See what happens for Chronicle here. He is on the Viper this time. It's not Nats. Nats not back on his Cypher. And Viper's going to be the one, or sorry, Chronicle's going to be the one working those gas walls. Something that Gambit do so well to encroach on their enemy's territory. Now into B. Looks like they're going to be able to use all this utility to get this post plant through.
They did upgrade a weapon as well, right? We saw Defo, they traded a bit back and forth with Chronicle. Now he has that Spectre online. Defo, again, just 2 HP. Has that Sheriff to work with. You see the retake attempt starting to come in from Vision Striker. Strong. Up in heaven, Chronicle has his hands full. He drops, it's just down to Defo, 2 HP in a Dream, and the Dream turns into a Nightmare as Mako cleans that up. Buzz will get the defuse, Vision Strikers get to 2.
Seeing who's close. Oh, it goes to Stacks, which means that's going to be more frags to him. Alt points and the orbs if he can grab them. We have seen him playing towards B to start, so they may try to play something with King and Stacks here to make sure Garage Control is there for the orb control. We'll keep an eye on it here for Vision Strikers. But first gun round coming in. Let's see how this changes things. It's going to be that bonus for Vision Strikers.
And I don't know that we'll see a ton different out from Gambit. Right, they don't have any ult online. They've shown that their sweet spot is around the 30-second mark on the attacking half, maybe even willing to bleed it down a bit more, 25 seconds or so. But they're very comfortable trading out util, gathering info, and then striking late. And I think the other thing that's worth calling out is for teams with that play style, it can often get dicey because when you play so low, you have one option and you have to execute on that option. But for Gambit, that hasn't been a problem up until really that first round that we saw where Stacks really threw a wrench in their plans.
Making sure Defo is safe. He gets a flash towards Zipline. Trailblazer as well as Buzz opens one up nicely through the Viper wall. Oh my word, Chronicle gets him on the jump away.
And remember, we're still in the area of the round where this is still just kind of testing things, feeling things out. That open up of a pick, ultimately it did get traded out, but that opening of things does not normally cause Gambit to go, okay, we know what we want, boom, let's go.
Right.
They're still patient.
Spike's down. Or just dropped for now. I wouldn't say down at this point. They do have 40 seconds left to grab that. 2 members in that rope area right now, and this could be bad for Stax. He's pincered at the moment if they decide to come out, and he's kind of sitting on that utility that would alert him anyway, so he may find someone in his face real quick. That's going to be Chronicle, and he is not missing.
What is that? The setup was there. The alarm about to distract. He'd be able to swing off of that, but Chronicle's just absolutely filthy. 1 point away from having the Viper spin online as well. Numbers in favor of Gambit as Chronicle gets 3. There it is. And he's going to go ahead and use it. Defo gets 1. It's just Mako left alone. He's going to show up and see a whole lot of green goo on his screen, a little Nickelodeon vibes. But you can't really get into that, right? Like, how do you work your way around that? Forget about even touching the Viper spit. Defo doesn't give up an inch.
Gambit again across the map, one after the other. Chronicle coming up so big this round. The spam through, predicting that high angle wall. That's one of the reasons, or not one of the reasons, but you look at those angles over smokes, you can just follow that edge of the wall all the way down. He takes out his opponent with some nice aim. And they do pick up that first round for themselves on the bonus of Vision Strikers. Now Vision Strikers about to attack back, and Buzz has the operator.
Light armor in his hands. King is light armor along with Mako. Really everyone except for Stax is going to be rocking that light armor on the side of Gambit. Chronicle's going to do the same. Defo 1 point away from having that Blade Storm online. Well, quiet. Getting the Trailblazer to get info up mid early on out of Shados. That's it for now. Do Gambit play off of that? Wall goes up. RB's in a good spot. The flash is there. They're both flash, but RB's able to win that one.
Wall did solidify, so they have some time to work off of this. Not as much orb control as I thought would be coming into this map. A has definitely been worked. Nats here are ready to work through, but it's going to be the 2 crossfires from Nats and Chronicle. Smoke drops.
And there was Util there as well, but King gets popped instantly. Buzz. He's still got that op. Playing these tight cheeky corners. Nats just on the other side of that smoke. He's also got a little bit of help now. Buzz does, as Stax has shown up.
And you can almost assume, if you're Gambit, that Vision Strikers has to react a little harder here. If you're taking out that Killjoy right away, all that utility that was supposed to hold A becomes non-existent. Another body's going to need to cover that. They may have an idea of how they're spreading this map, and it doesn't look like a full commit just yet. You do have Redguard moving up towards that mid area. Here they go towards A.
Buzz, good for 1 early on. This is what we talked about when you play this late. You've got to be able to execute. Vision Strikers not giving up an inch. Buzz and Stax are able to get a couple stacks against the last. Vision Strikers a 2-round lead. And that's the thing, Rip. This is the difference from what we saw in map 1. When you play this late, when you play Knife's Edge, your executions have to be perfect because there's no time for a plan B. This time, Vision Strikers, they've been able to hold that off just fine.
And much different results from the operator, from the first shots. Cleaning that up on the side of Vision Strikers is now bringing them these stacks as well, just on the back as they trade that position. You'd be looking for the operator bolting another shot. Stacks is there ready to take you down with a Phantom. So Vision Strikers working off each other. Now we're seeing that synergy come into play.
Gambit on a lighter buy, and that means Defo decides to dial it up with the Blade Storm go up top. King pulls him down. Buzz lands a nice shot as well.
He'll go again. Nobody wants it. So slowed it down. They try to get knowledge towards the top side. Actually, Gambit doesn't want to slow it down. They want to get right in the mix here behind enemy lines and know that Vision Strikers will have to play pressure off of the positions Gambit holds in the middle of the map.
Nats does have a rifle, but he only has 12 armor. Shados has been dropped. Seeker's being invested as well. Give him a real good idea of where Gambit are posted up right now. And then if there's really any doubt from that, if you take a look at your minimap, you see Mako's still playing up in male, make sure that there's no rotation back. Yeah. That allows Vision Strikers to kind of hunker down a bit more around A.
And they're responding so well to losing that A ramp ground. Heaven's fine. They can play around Heaven. Vision Strikers realizes that. Buzz just gets to keep taking shots and putting money in the bank right now. Stax is going to be again the one to end the round. Redguard falls 4-1 now as Vision Strikers start to gain a pretty significant lead. Buzz on top, feeling it after that game 1 bind where he did not seem to be hitting shots here. And King as well comes up with the first blood on this round after finding himself being pinched on that A ramp time and time again. King changes up his spot, gets a different result too. So Vision Strikers keeping it fresh here, and it's throwing Gambit for a loop.
Now, what I want to keep an eye on is how do Gambit respond, right? Again, statistically, not their preferred half. This is kind of, when you look at this on paper, this is a position we expect to find ourselves in. But Defo's not able to get an opener either.
Great control on the gravity well, really not allowing movement through that. You see RB coming up with the first. King's got ult, they have retake. Buzz has Cloud Storm, or is, Cloud Burst. Nope. Blade Storm. I'm just gonna combine everything and make one word.
Although there are clouds in storms.
That's true,
right?
and they burst.
You need clouds to have storms,
Okay,
yes.
we got there.
I'm with you.
Minute left on the round. Will that orb be controlled? I don't think they're gonna go for it. It looks like Chronicle has used wall already, so they decide to use that. They may decide to go in. The pressure towards A, and I think they're gonna feint back towards the B heaven.
The 2 members out from Gambit working their way in towards ropes. The Trailblazer, as the wall shut out, that was actually really cool. So we just saw RB's wall was up, and they had Stacks invest the Trailblazer, and RB shot out his own wall to allow room for the Trailblazer to get into mail to try to get some info on where they're going to be. The Flash is invested there as well.
30 seconds left.
Again, with 30 seconds left, there's not a lot of time for a PB. They have to go this way.
RB.
First contact for Vision Strikers has to continue to go their way if they want a shot at this. The wall's going up, the Poison Orb to deny information as Mako just blindly firing in. The drop, surprise! Gambit has arrived. Chronicle and Nats are able to get one apiece. Nats using the Neural Theft to continue to push the matter as the spike goes down. Stacks on the swing. Nats not again. There goes Buzz! Buzz not able to land it. Shados gets it as well. The spike just narrowly goes down. Seeker's out. King has the lockdown as well. They're going to have to give up that space. Oh, but the camera, they're beautiful.
Does he play it? Does he play the beat? No, he's going to take it out. They detect with a guiding light here. Nat swings. It becomes very tough for King. He plays this one perfect, and he is a god. It can't happen that easily, though. The 2v1 with a split directions to look, and Shados comes up with the last frag there, and nicely done by Gambit to pick themselves up another round. Vision Strikers looked like they just had it on lockdown for quite a while there until this toxic wall went up. Gambit was able to make quick work of it.
I mean, beautiful. Beautiful play from Gambit, but I think I touched on it in the previous round. One of the things that we're seeing that's different is Vision Strikers are starting to win their first touches.
Yep, I cannot wait to see what we get for map 3 here, because it looks like it's trending that way. There's still so much game to be played here in the second one, and Gambit has started to pick up a few more rounds. They're looking to still bring a Spectre in, but they have full armor. Buzz has been working that operator, and the rest of the team coming together to close out the rounds has made Vision Strikers quite strong here on Split, though.
Got the lockdown that we mentioned in the previous round, still in the hands of King. Res for RB as well, and Vision Strikers showing a lot more presence towards mid. At the opening moments of this round, Buzz with the op, taking a bit of an aggressive spot. I don't know that anyone's going to give him the shot, but the real estate has been taken away.
Just this trifecta they send down mid, every angle being held. Another detect there. That's both, and I should say the utility used for now, so you know Gambit's going to slow it down before they get some of those back to get themselves into sight for Shados' utility. Spike still dropped, and here comes one as well from Stacks. He throws it out, B-Heaven. Mako comes up huge with 2, just through a little slit in his smoke and the wall. What a shot.
First touches. Man, first touches. Again, they're going in favor of Vision Strikers. That's been the key difference so far in this second map compared to the first. Gambit, they did try feeling things out a bit earlier there, but Vision Strikers were able to hold off just fine. You mentioned the wall denying any sort of entry into garage for Vision Strikers. They're leaning towards heaven. RB's in a great spot, though.
You can see how much jiggle peeking is going on in the mini-map. Everybody's considering that it's their site to be taken. B is the correct call. 3 members are there from Vision Strikers as they are leaning there, but Nats always making it more difficult. RB answers back with another one of his own.
RB trying to anchor down the site. has his hands full. Friends are starting to show up though, but does RB need them? Defo's dropped, Shados is left alone, Sax is the one to clean it up. Vision Strikers get to 5. They have Rez to come out as well, bring another gun into the round, so they all carry in their rifles from the previous round.
7 frags on the top 3 members here of Vision Strikers, meaning it's tough. You don't need just somebody like RB to be on one side of the map and the rest of the map covered by Buzz with an operator. Everybody's getting those opening frags we did not see on Bind. What a different game here. And it is causing Gambit to think twice. Seems like they'll put Buzz towards the A ramp. There has been a little bit of love there from Nats. They know he likes to push. If you can get that caller out of the game right away in that intel, it's going to be that much easier each round. Good util usage coming out of Redgar towards mid, making Vision Strikers think twice. Actually, quite a bit popped out of mid there, and we can see, once again, Vision Strikers trying to gain a bit more ground on the mid area.
Buzz getting pushed back and gets tagged up. You do have the heals from Stax, but he's on the opposite side of the map. RB is as well, so a little bit of that damage was done. Also worth mentioning very quickly, Defo has the Sheriff no armor in this round. Chronicle doesn't either. He's rocking to Ghost. He still has some util to work with.
Cosmic Divide might give him the upper hand. We see how strong it is towards the A site. And on the mini-map, you see pinged intentions, or at least what they think might be coming at them. But that may be their movement here. All 5 members now going towards the Heaven area.
They've gotten into ramp. Truly, they hear that Defo Sheriff. Not going to be a factor this time around. And Buzz has arrived yet again. Gotten 2 kills with the op early on. Gambit looking to try to flip the map, maybe get into defender spawn and make something happen. No, they're going to try to funnel out from Heaven. It's just too easy for King. It's just too easy.
This was definitely a let's try to overrun, grab a weapon, and gain an advantage on this. Vision Striker played it really great, leaving Buzz to be the only one that could happen to. He can dash away. None of them lose their weapons so far as Chronicle looks to drop one. Cast Curse. Sax goes down, but it will be Chronicle falling to Mako. He gets one and done. 6-2 here as we continue on into our 9th round. Buzz absolutely on fire right now. Those are the peaks when you're kind of in the head of your opponent. You just need to be in and out, and you're looking for the next one. King stepping up as well. He had a few tough early rounds, but now he's cleaning up everything that steps in front of him. Gambit back to weapons. Cosmic Divide and the Viper's Pit is there. We saw a lot more of that utility coming in, or going for successful rounds for Gambit on Bind. They had way more ults. They were controlling the game. That's just not the case this time.
This is a slightly different look out from Gambit here. Again, they like to spread out early on, but now you've got a heavy lean towards B. Looks like you may have a little action coming out as well from the Asher. The Cosmic Divide gonna split things off. You've got the Viper's Wall as well. Mako. Oh no, is Mako gonna give him a little RB? Mako good for 1. Chronicle trades it out. RB working his way forward, dancing in and out of that Cosmic Divide, so they've gotten in. And now they've got the Viper's Pit to work with. RB just kind of has to wait it out, right? I don't know that you can
so many
confidently do this here, yeah.
Looks like they'll be able to make it out safely for now, but this is the fake defuse, comes for the real defuse possibly. Are they gonna stick?
Chronicle managing to get away, find some cover, and stay alive. The tap is there. The tap is there again, RB. Looking to try to get it at half, and at least he does. Now choosing to back off.
Fights are gone.
Sax is going in, Sax is going in, but Gambit hold fast! They mow them down! A flick! Just like that, a snap of the fingers, the round's over.
Oh, they were just staring at the spike, wishing the Viper Bite would clear out. Nobody could touch it from the ultimate of the Viper's Pit being there. That extended time Chronicle knows. He stayed in a little longer too. Knowing he could be within that lockdown, the timer's still there. You can't really hear it, but you can see it around you and know when you need to leave. Him keeping himself in there meant the Viper's Pit stayed up, meant that Viper's Bite was going to count, and Gambit find another round. But it seemed like it was tough to pull it out. Let's see if they can get a consecutive one here and start to reset that money on the side of Vision Strikers.
Back in the hands of Buzz. Got a little Trailblazer rocking some fancy footwork across mid as Shados saves some of that space. Defo looking to get some info as well. So really across 2 fronts, we see here Buzz holding a tight angle, an exchange of util between Gambit and Vision Strikers there, and then you just got the same thing going on across the middle of the map. They've taken some of that away, though. They're in the ropes, Buzz! And there's no chase. Gravity well to keep them at bay.
Super wide swing. You can see just the angle that actually left Nats to peek. What a neat wall coming out from Chronicle there. You see him, you're gone. Hopefully they'll hit a shot through the Viper wall. And you're good to go. So 2 now bolstering that A site for Vision Strikers. They keep the operator there, and King has just been a menace from the back of the site, so why take him out of that comfortable position? Straight across the map, looks like they could get a nice flash from Stacks into A Heaven if they do feel like they've lost any control on that A ramp.
Yeah, but Mako, they're going to have to get past Mako in Garage. That's where the spike is going. You see Mako playing tight corner, trying to blast through that. Mako still healthy. The sneakers, he has his hands full. Yeah, Chronicle cleans him up. RB is able to get one, but that's it. As the neural theft comes out, 10 seconds left. The spike has been picked up. Nat's looking to get it down. He does just that. So 2 members remain on the side of Vision Strikers. The ops still with Buzz. And I don't know that they want it, Riv. They're out.
King's just chilling. King never moved from A. He's like, I'm going to set the turret up. Come on, back. Got a bottle of wine we could share before the next round. And they're going to play this one patiently. Whether or not Hunting goes down, I'm not sure. Gambit have been trying to get some consecutive rounds together, so they do need the weapons in their hands. I don't think it's as much of an advantage to go Hunting for Vision Strikers right now. They do exit through that safe attacker side B. And Gambit find another round. Could be a 6-6 here coming up. Mako with the ultimate could shut down something next round, but Defo is also very, very close. Vision Strikers still have a read, I believe, on Gambit and what they're doing. Gambit's finding those hard attacks now. They're putting 3 or 4 people together towards the end of it. They were even caught out by Seekers there for a moment. Knew they had to go, and they played well within the pressure. And that's kind of what Gambit loves, is playing within that pressure. Once they do get the round down to the last drop, activate the execution.
Now, what I want to know here for Vision Strikers is, given that Gambit has leaned towards B the last couple of rounds and has found success there, does Vision Strikers do things a bit differently? You've got Mako, who's still playing that corner, has the Cosmic Divide in tow, so only ultimate online, at least for now. Defo 1 point away from having the Blade Storm to join.
I wonder, RB keeps jumping like that. He might find himself in a gravity well, getting caught up by anybody in mid. Nobody gets caught by the flash just yet. Wall goes up. Decent timing into the round as well, so they'll buy themselves some security in mid. And now Vision Strikers can now start to focus on the rest of the map. Poison Orb. Does Chronicle throw that up, take it down, and peek? They usually peek off of when they drop this. Buzz knows it. He takes himself off the hard angle and puts himself in just a 1v1.
And now that Viper's wall goes up, and that's the thing about that Viper's wall that you see on your minimap right now. That's so good at denying that angle that Buzz just had. And that's what makes it so hard to take Heaven through ramps, is those annoying angles that you have to work off of. That's why you often see teams play around that Viper's wall. Goes up and allows them to get through. The spike is going to show up a bit late towards B. The nice thing is that they have a bit of room to work with, so if they can establish B control, with the spike's going to be able to waltz in just fine. Bladestorm coming out online as Mako trying to keep things at bay. No, Defo cleans that up. The heal is there as well. The spike will show up, but the thing is, you've still got Stacks. You've still got Stacks. You've still got Stacks. Stacks able to get 2. Stop that early on. Redgar stuffing it, though, as they work their way forward. Buzz is up. Keeps that at bay as well. Stacks was left unchecked. He wins the round for Vision Strikers.
Vision Strikers have done so well on this defensive side at leaving that last member that Gambit would never expect. Turning the tables on how they're setting their defense or who they are leaving anchoring a site. And it has paid off so much for Vision Strikers. And Stacks has been one. King has been one. Like we said, it is full team participation coming into map 2 for Vision Strikers. And what a different game it is for them.
That was very reminiscent from the first round, right? Where Stacks was playing around Pillar on A. Exposed that because he was there by himself. They didn't really have an answer. Gambit looking to go aggressive. Here, the Blade Storm online. Defo stopped instantly.
Quick shutdown there. They think he's actually behind Discipline. And they're going to be quite safe on this one as King feels good. The team starts to set up, having a man advantage now. And it's going to be up to this wall that Chronicle threw down that they can start to use to encroach through A heaven. Again, poison drops, they all peek. Buzz is ready for it time and time again. You can't trick him with that anymore.
And so that's the difference with this Viper's wall. When you see this vertical Viper's wall, the hit wants to be fast. Like, it's such a good wall for an execute. You deny vision from heaven, you deny vision from ramp, and then you often drop a poison orb back towards screens to deny vision from there as well. So once that goes up, you could kind of tell Defo was going to go in aggressive. He was going to hit that hit. But for Gambit, they weren't able to find their way in towards A. Now they have to turn their attention elsewhere in the 5 that remain on Vision Strikers.
They're rolling through, seeing 2 Seekers go towards mid. Nat's on the roam. He'll be able to follow those in.
30 seconds
That's what he is perfect at doing.
Oh, boy.
But how quickly are these 2 in sight going to get just pinched on?
It's just going to be so difficult for Gambit to work their way in. Passes, it's going to take...
Oh, my word.
Borderline a miracle. Nats. Is Nats the miracle? No. Only good for 1. Redgar, 5 health. He's going to have to push his way forward. No. Stacks lines him up and knocks them down. A 3K. Vision Strikers get to 8. Night and day difference from what we saw in map 1.
Stacks, absurd this round. 12-4 for Buzz, 13-6 for Stacks. And you can see just behind them, the rest of the team is filing in. Again, RB not having the greatest map last time. Doesn't seem to affect these guys, and that's exactly what you need to see at this high level of play, is that everything can be just forgotten and go to the next game.
Requires a little short-term memory. We're going to toss it down to Sue down at the desk to break down half 1. Sue, take it away. Can they hang on? Indeed, the question on everyone's minds, looking to see if we can get to map 3. And Gambit, now the onus is really on them. Back on the defensive half, can they continue to put up another vintage Gambit performance defensively to take care of the sweep?
We'll have to see. I'd love the fact that the desk brought up the breach, where their Stacks was on the breach or the sky, and it almost seems like they realized Gambit found a way to play around the breach. They wouldn't allow themselves to fall into a fault line that's then acted on off of contact by Vision Strikers. It's just such their bread and butter. So taking that out, giving Stacks the sky, and it has just turned up big. First round of our second half here on Split. It's going to be mid-movement coming in first from Vision Strikers into the zipline.
And they're okay with giving up some of that space. You've got Chronicle top ropes. You've also got a cheeky little crossfire set up from Shados and Defo if they opt to go in towards B through Heaven. Nice little setup here from Gambit defensively.
Well, the frenzy you heard firing actually took down King's alarm bot that he set just outside this A alt orb area.
Right in the kneecaps.
Touch and go.
That's gotta hurt.
Right in the patella. Good little guiding light towards heaven here. It looks like they won't get too much information off that as Chronicle hides nicely, but still this act onto A is about to be executed, and here goes Vision Strikers.
Oh, that hurts. RB has already taken so much, but Buzz dashing around, playing around the Cloudburst, able to get the kill onto Chronicle. They want to go onto A. Nats, guess what? Nats is there, but he may not need it. Redgar already gotten 2. Nats still numbers advantage in favor of Gambit, but he's so much worse for wear. 10 HP. Dancing around, Nats gets 3. The hold from Gambit to give him the pistol.
Much more likely they can bring this to that 8-8 now. Gambit feeling good about the pistol round. They're on their defensive side where they feel a bit more comfortable. They can receive Vision Strikers, but how do Vision Strikers work off their contact? Do they go fast? Are they behind each other in these death balls? I love watching the way they use their utility, and they'll have 2 and 3 peek at the same time. Doesn't even have to be the area they take, but they will always try to put a numbers advantage on any peek, which makes it so difficult to be able to trade with Vision Strikers in certain situations. Here towards mid, they are going to be sending their first 3. Spike is in hand already, so it's moving.
Enemy killed.
Throw it in reverse, Terry. Throw it in reverse. I don't want it moving anymore. The Marshall shot as Defo gets the second one. You gotta be kidding me. He's already gotten 2. Shadows still playing tight in that smoke, or just on the other side of the smoke. Stacks really thinking twice about whether or not he wants to go that way.
Saying, he did this, I can do this.
Toxins going up.
Quick takedown, Stacks falls. The spike is in a real peculiar spot now as it's down in that rope area. And they look for Mako. He's going to be heading towards the sewers area. Just rat it out a little bit to make sure he's not getting flanked. The closeness he plays in these angles could give him the upper hand, but it's going to be a tough one. Ooh, oh, that's the step. Okay, Nats, I think you just lost your Spectre. At least Chronicle's there to pick that one up, coming around the wall real quick to make sure nothing is grabbed and saved. And they will be moving on 8-6 here in round 15. Looks like the rest of Gambit waking up here in the first few rounds. It'll be good momentum for the rest of the team that maybe wasn't feeling it first half for Gambit to get those frags in. And just a nice timing. A lot of times, if a flash comes around the corner, people will peek right away. If a smoke goes down, they're trying to work right away. That's what Defo played off of. Just that consistency of this would be the time they come around, boom. More right than not, I guess.
Game sense, baby.
Game sense.
Defo, did he tag? No, he didn't. That looked dangerously close. For Vision Strikers here, rifles to work with, and they've also dropped the turret right outside of A lobby, working their way into mid, but Chronicle. Oh, Chronicle's in a great spot, Riv. I mean, they almost have to go into market, right? But then even then, Chronicle can play behind them. He's swinging around. He's going to get the info. He's going to get the shots, too. Buzz has been cleaned up. The damage has been done. Chronicle got what he wanted, gets away to safety.
That took him so off guard. You saw half of Vision Strikers not even turning because they thought it was just a spam through the smoke. But what ground gained there. Now Vision Strikers heading over towards the B.
And it's a heavy lean. They have the Trailblazer to get info. They can stack that way. Redgar's already shown up. Dealing with a little bit of his own problems. Mako, good for shots. On to Chronicle. Redgar on the swing. The flash was there. Defo. Defo's Marshall Stacks. Can Stacks make it happen? Can Stacks make it happen? Yes, he can! A Red Bull clutch, a 3K for Vision Strikers.
That was real big for Stacks. To lose that round would mean this was going more so towards the tie, giving Gambit the upper hand in what economy was going to be thrown forward. That kind of takes a halt here, and Vision Strikers avoid a big problem over the next few rounds. Chronicle to start this off, but the reaction from the rest of the squad to rotate over. Stacks coming up big. Defo hits the shots, but here, the smoke that comes out, Stacks is like, I'm more than happy to play around that.
Well, and that's the thing, is it really felt like Gambit had the read on that, right? We talked about Chronicle's positioning.
Absolutely.
We talked about the Trailblazer mid, and then the flash. Gambit had what they wanted, but at the end of the day,
I believe it is going to be a bit of a save on the side of... No, so it's only going to be Nats who has low armor. The save would have just been low armor, so a bit of a off buy, I should have said, but the Gambit feels pretty good about this one. And they are still able to get a good amount of armor on the side of Vision Strikers. A little worse off, but they're going for the attack, so they're going to be hitting together.
different wall setup here from Chronicle. A bit more mid and garage control off of that Viper's util. Flash may have gotten a little info. No, actually, I don't know that it did from Stacks, so haven't invested Trailblazer as well. You've got that much room to work with, right? You got into ropes. You were able to clear out some of the util. So you should have some room to work with there.
That was a nice job on the Cypher Trap there real quick. And now Vision Strikers, again, like I said, they work those twos, they work those three, the buddy system to make sure the peak is never just a 1v1 for the other team. Pings go towards the backside of screens here from Vision Strikers. The attack A. Looks like the execute might come through.
That's a setup on B as well, but is it going to matter? Redgar's good for one. Buzz trading it out, though. Just on the other side of the smoke, Buzz lands a shot. Redgar trades it back out, so they've gotten onto the site. They're going to get the spike down. You see King looking to take a little bit more away as he works his way in. Nats, they go up into heaven. Oh, that's big. Oh, that's so big because King has to swing off of that. Yeah, Nats is able to clear that up, so the element of surprise there is gone. Stacks, seeing if he can find more success. He does. Stacks once again in a 1v2. Can you do it again? Can you do it again? Stacks good for one. Able to isolate that. Drops a flash. Redgar on the turn. He's only got 10 health. Stacks! Stacks, can you do it again? Redgar dancing around, and yes, he can! Another 3K, another Red Bull clutch, and another round for Vision Strikers.
Ice in his veins. Stacks coming up in so many clutch situations. 2Ks, 3Ks. It does not seem like it's a problem for him. 19, 8, and 2 on the sky. Absolutely obliterating here. And this was the question. Do they have the breach? Do they have the sky? Well, it looks like sky is the limit when Stax is playing like this because, oh my word, nothing can shut him down right now. Oh, and he wants more. Calling out Gambit. He is ready for these rounds. Because Vision Strikers has had an answer for everything that's been changing for Gambit here coming into this second half. Just 3 rounds away from bringing us to a map 3-1 that Vision Strikers has not lost on. They are 8-0 on Icebox since April.
It is for, oh, nope. All right, Defo. Thanks, guy. It's just now 2 sheriffs. Shados and Defo both bringing frenzies into the mix, and they're going aggressive. Defo with the dash, and look at that. It's an aggressive push on both fronts. They were able to take all of that space away in Garage. They're trying to do the same here towards A. Redgar playing tight. Trailblazer going to spot him. All right, yeah, he might get well through here. Oh, Buzz!
Spike down.
Takes care of Redgar, though. Chronicle was able to trade that out. They're going to get the spike down.
Planted. Gun here.
Chronicle says, come on over. We need to pick it up. So they do use a bit of a Trailblazer here to grab that Sheriff.
Toxins going up.
RB creating so much pressure just from the backside. They have to check if he's here. They find one, but they both turn the same way.
Oh, no. What is that? RB3, RB4. Last 2 were notably easier. They only had pistols to work with, but still, man, the turn the wrong way, as you said, for RB, it was easy there.
And that's a res. That you just pick it all up on that one. 1, 2, 3, and res. So big plays there. RB going from 1 kill on bind to just feeling confident in these situations to play that flank, to play back for his team. And again, we look at the Vision Striker squad, and they have that health reset squad. They do have any problems, they full fall back. They get the heal from Sage, they get the heal from Sky. Here we are going into round 18.
Buzz going aggressive. Redgar says not today. Going to drop the gravity well as well to delay any sort of additional advance. Flash coming out from Shados, so they know it's a heavy lean towards B, and that's what draws out the Viper's Pit. Excellent response with the res coming out that you mentioned in the previous round off of RB's heroics. Brings Buzz back from the dead. Redgar on to RB, good for 1. You've got a great setup because Nats is there as well. Nats, good for 1, not able to get the second. King wings that duel.
3v3, Doug. This round went quick. Never mind. Buzz with the operator makes it that an advantage here for the side of Gambit. Sorry, Defo rather. They'll be moving up towards the defensive side. 1-1-1 across the map. There is a lean now for Shados. It looks like they have this called correctly, and they're just kind of waiting for that rotation.
Now, for Vision Strikers, you have 2 options here, right? Well, I mean, technically you have 3. You can go back towards mid.
Yep.
You can work your way in towards B and have to deal with the fact that you don't know where Chronicle is. You're assuming he's somewhere in that Viper's Pit, but that's all you know. Or you work into Defender spawn.
30 seconds left.
That's exactly what Stax is doing, but he's been spotted. The call has been given. Stax 37 HP on the tap, and Shados shows up. Nothing doing here. Gambit win a big one. Big one, because that had been, what, 3 rounds in a row for Vision Strikers?
It was starting to really mount up for him and become tough. Gambit needed at least this round to start turning that money table around for themselves and be able to come in stronger here throughout the next 4 if they can tie it up. You can already see spending quite a bit here puts them down too far. Looks like some may be able to buy each other. Defo with the operator. But with that round in their favor, another 3K if they go down, right? 3,350 bucks for Redgar if he dies this round, but they win. So definitely need to stay alive, win these rounds to keep that momentum going for Gambit.
Flash early on. You've got Defo holding that angle with the op. And King has his lockdown. And Stax has Seekers as well. I wonder... I mean, if they can get away without giving up a ton of info...
You should run.
Yeah, here we go. First lockdown being used. The Cosmic Divide is going to follow as well. But
I've got your trail.
now that's go sign, right? Like, that is what convinces me. The gravity well there as well. Gambit have to give up that angle. They're fully committing onto this site. A straight-up 5v5. The wall denying entry in from ropes as well. Vision Strikers full control of it.
For a minute, I thought Buzz was going to just run right through that wall and take the fight. I wanted to see it. How did Gambit respond? Beautiful positioning, already set up. A big flank coming in from Mako. Just such smart play here by Vision Strikers to be around Gambit already.
So this is step number one. They have to get Heaven control back. RB's about to have his hands full, and that's why you see they're fully investing that way. But Mako's on the flank. You mentioned it. Mako good for 2. Neural Theft coming out. Spike continuing to tick away. A 3v3. But Mako's still behind him. Mako's still behind him. You've got to deal with him. He's being a nuisance back there. Shados, Chronicle pushing forward. Numbers disadvantage. Stacks on 1. Chronicle not able to do it. Vision Strikers get to map point.
Vision Strikers full house. Mako's over. Stacks on that. Lay it out. Show your hand, because it does not look like Gambit's going to get a deal that brings them back into this one. It's going to be tough. They're still fragging, but the end of the rounds, Vision Strikers has a hold on. They're controlling the map much better and getting into positions to make it the 2v1, to make it numbers advantage. Mako there with a 3K. And with the strength they hit A, you have to give agency. Gambit had to look, so what a perfect timing for Mako to play around everything Gambit was doing.
Pulling them in.
Bit of an awkward buy coming out here from Gambit. Got the Bucky. A Sheriff in the hands of Defo. No blades for him to kind of help pop off either. Gambit on their back foot as Vision Strikers look to extend this series. No ultimates to work with on the side of Vision Strikers, and that's because they blew just about every single one in the previous round, and it worked. See what Redgar can do here. So only one really playing tight on B, and we mentioned he's got that Bucky. It's an Ion Bucky too. Naturally, that hurts more than every other Bucky. Wall goes up. Redgar understands, yep, they're coming. The gravity wall is going to block 1. Redgar's not able to do anything else. Buzz able to get the kill.
50 seconds left on this. Looks like everybody feels good about the retake from the side of Gambit. Vision Strikers likes their positioning in sight. And it's just Nats looking for the last flank before Gambit commits to the retake.
Cheeky little high-low stack out from Vision Strikers towards back B. Flashes out. It's so brutal. If you get past Pillar, you've got members on both sides, right? Like, that's such a brutal thing to swing out on. RB gets 2. Stacks drops, but Mako gets the last. 2 for RB. 2 for Mako. Second. Such a strong map for Vision Strikers, much like we talked about on map 1, or excuse me, on map 2. Yeah. The onus is on Gambit to respond. I like the pick early on. Out of Shados, onto the Reyna. It's pretty freaking good on it, but they had their hands full on map 2. Let's see how they pull this off on map 3.
Slow movement to start. Look, they'll get as much walking space as they can. I like this play up. They'll find the turret, however, in kitchen. RB will be there and ready. Oh, they heard him drop.
Well, the nice thing is for RB there, too, he has stacks, yeah, as a friend to help out in case they do swing out of there. So for Gambit, they make some noise over there. They pull off back towards mid. I mean, they could go A, but there's still just such a heavy lane B here.
Seems very Gambit. Waiting and waiting. They are going to be kind of crashing out onto the site here in just a second, waiting for the Viper wall to come back up. Mako is going to be the first signal that this is happening, and they do have a... no, they don't actually have a sonar bolt from RB, so they won't be able to look past the wall when this happens. Good timing from Gambit.
Wall goes up, all sorts of utility. Look at that. Walls everywhere from the Sage and from the Viper. You've got the Poison Orbs. You've got a little bit of everything as the spike goes down. Defo playing up top yellow. The Ghost. Buzz. Woo, Buzz! Defo not able to land the shots early on.
All 5 from the same spot. Looks like Vision Strikers as well want to just crash into the site on this one. The Sonar Bolt does come back up and the run-in begins.
This is going to be chaos. Buzz and Mako go!
Gosh!
What a start from Vision Strikers!
Oh, wow. Headshots across the board. Dropping them instantly. 3 there for Buzz. 2 on the back half by Mako. And what a retake. As soon as the bolt came in, they used that for a little bit of help. Did he just dash into his teammate and actually get a decent return on that fire? They didn't think he'd be back as soon. That worked out real well for them. Looks like Stacks will go for utility. He'll stay with Armor and the Ghost. And they're going to start mounting a bit of money here. What a shutdown round there. Gambit obviously shaking it off. Let's see what they have as we get into the next round. Spike is on the ground for now, as they're going to feel out the push here from Vision Strikers on top of the B long boxes.
Yeah, I think, do they check Buzz here. Do they check to see if Buzz is here? Oh well.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Damage. Yeah, he's able to get
How
the
are you
kill on
alive?
Defo as well. And he's gonna get healed up. He's not done. He's not done. Dropping down. Gets the second one onto Nats. A third onto Redgar. Chronicle trading it out. Just a ghost left in Chronicle's hands. Shados has that. Sheriff, one.
Oh, Tether's blocking him there.
It's a 2v3, so it's decently winnable. But they just can't. They can't afford a single mistake. And I don't know that Shados is going to get a chance at getting a second one as well. So Mako cutting off the rotations. And that's the thing, man. Gambit don't know if they've lost control across mid, which they have. So Mako's just able to hold that. They have to be so careful about how they swing this out.
Little broman.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah. Great positioning there from Mako. Understanding the lean coming in through long. Take some of that space away. Cut off any rotates if they do decide to flip back, which Gambit has been known to do. Beautiful response from Vision Strikers.
Buzz still on one right now. 6-1-1. That means we're going to see the Blade Storm right quick for him, which means a lot of money can just continue to sit in the pocket of this side of Vision Strikers as they mount up. Guns overside of Gambit. Looks like they are going to try to take a bit of mid control here and see if they can start to spread the map on Vision Strikers so they do not have an easy rotation.
Buzz with the Blade Storm online, not having to buy up. As you mentioned, the rest of the team with Spectres. We talked about mid control as well. Gambit certainly leaning that way. There's no turret this time to play contact off of.
He dropped off a tube just to deny that. Still dodging out on all of that utility coming through. Obviously, King heard the jump through tube, so they know they're heading up top, and Nats, the team, are ready to fire.
RB showing up at just the right time to get to Defo trading it out, though. It's a 3v3 here as a fight erupted in Kitchen. Defo slowly, it's like I can tell there may still be somebody down there. Defo's the only one up that way, so you've got the 3 remaining members from Vision Strikers working that way. Defo gets cleaned up. Numbers advantage in favor of the defending side.
Plant money on the side of Gambit, looking to gain what is this third round of the matchup. Are the shock darts there and ready for Chronicle? So far in the open, they're just looking to hit the shots and see who's coming at them eye to eye.
Shados doesn't have a leer. Doesn't matter. Chronicle lands the shots onto Mako. King on the tap. Shados gets at a 1v1. King on the tap again.
Oh, he sees the spike?
Yep, swung out, saw that there was no one on it. Understanding it's going to be a fake. Shados wins that big one out from Gambit to get on the board.
Shados is a different beast on the Reyna. You can almost see the confidence coming in each time. He either gets the dismiss for a reposition or the overheal. He goes back into each situation with that gusto that we know him for when he's picking up multiple kills in a round. And Stack's calling shots there on the screen. You can hear just through the cameras what these players are trying to get across to their teammates. There's Chronicle on your screen making the fist bumps work for a round to bring back that gun round. Round 4 now. Vision Strikers up 2-1, and we got a tech pause.
This is where teams will be able to respond good against good. It's a little bit lighter, at least on the side of Gambit. Nats, Defo, and Chronicle with light armor. You've got a bit of the same, at least for Mako, on the side of Vision Strikers. We haven't seen a whole lot of action towards A. It's exactly where we're starting things off.
Lear out, follow the drone. Looks like they're just testing this, actually. Alarm bot's in mid, so a lot of the focus here from Vision Strikers can just focus onto A. 2 now playing above each other near the catwalk. And you have King just off by screens. Spikes down here for Gambit. Not a full committal going into the site, but they are grabbing quite a bit of utility out of the side of Vision Strikers to make their execution that much easier. Drone, sonar bolt, as well as a shock dart out of RB now.
And now this gives Gambit a bit more room to work with. The thing is, mid is not really an option. There's just so much utility. You've got the alarm bot. It should be given away.
It's like they see it. She saw that alarm bot, and you just saw Redgar turn tail, and they now start to head towards that A site. So they have to work with that information as well. They have to figure they're seeing at least more than 2 here with mid covered. That gives King a chance to play whatever site he wants at this point.
30 seconds
Yeah, I think
left.
you're right. You've got long from Buzz, no entry in from B. You've got mid covered as well. That's why you're seeing a 4-stack on A out from Vision Strikers. Gambit are going to have to work their way through that. Wall coming up from Redgar as the spike attempts to go down, but no, it got bursted through. I don't know that Redgar's going to be able to get it down. No! He drops at the hands of Stacks. Mako, a brutal crossfire setup, and then you have a little help up in heaven.
Oh, this is gross.
Yeah, Vision Strikers not giving up an inch. King's there for 3. They shall not pass towards A.
Funnel them in. What a wall from Stacks. What a crossfire from Stacks and the members of Vision Striker in that A site. That's impenetrable from what we just saw.
I mean, like, what do you do?
Because the wall that Gambit also placed gave him even more room to work with that angle. Stacks was in a beautiful spot there. Cleaned it up, rightfully so, and now we get into our 5th round. Shados, Emperor up, big one. Hunter's Fury there. Defo, 1 away. Do they focus the long B orb? Stacks and the team know it. They push up hard from Vision Strikers.
Hunter's Fury in for Chronicle. Defo looking to take some space away. He needs help. Oh, he needs help.
Buzz.
Buzz cleans up to the early push out from Gambit. Not finding much success as Buzz is looking for more. The guy is on one. He's already gotten 4 at this point. Tee it up. Give him the ace. As Buzz dancing around. Stacks is going to fall as well. The hope for the ace still alive. Nope.
Ooh.
That's good for 3. And he's going to upgrade a weapon as well. He's only got 21 health. Spotted RB. Can hear it as well. Oh, what a snap out from RB. Yeah, he had only hit 21 health, right? So it was very weak. You look at him funny and he dies there. That was still a pretty snap.
RB with the fadeaway. Didn't even have to make it a jumper. See, 11 and 4 for Buzz here. Especially once he realizes he smells blood in the water on an eco round. He just goes all out. Buzz is fearless right now. RB able to clean that one up for the team. Fist bumps all around the horn, and we are back in for round 6 here. And this is going to be guns getting flexed in now again for Gambit. We did see the Empress use there, so they thought they could get themselves a little bit far forward. Nats wants to get in sight for this Viper's Pit. Can they make it happen?
Defo's got that Blade Storm, but he's been tagged up. He's going to have to give a little bit of that height advantage back, fortunately for him. And for the rest of Gambit, Shados gets opener onto Buzz.
I like the start of this round from Gambit. They go in mid. They know the alarm bot's been there. Clear it out right away. Make them have to think twice. Well, now the KJ utility is out the window anyways. As Nat's holding for the push that would come onto Redgar. And Defo. Not going to happen. Defo finds it first, and RB falls. Reset on the Blade Storm.
Toxins going up.
We've already found 2 here in Gambit. This is more Gambit, right? Like, not a whole lot as far as sound.
Attack and cut.
Yep. Now they're working their way towards B long, and the thing is for Vision Trackers, they're so heavily outnumbered, and with 2 sites, they really have no choice but to kind of split their defenses, right? So you've got one on A, you've got one towards B. Stacks in a pretty brutal spot here.
Spike planted.
Essentially a 1v5 until Mako shows up.
Mm-hmm.
The spike goes down for Gambit.
And again, I think Gambit, as this round continues to play out, started this one off by giving Vision Strikers something else to think about. Not just sending a drone into A. They take down a bit of utility mid. That causes Vision Strikers to say, well, we need different looks on these angles then. Or we're just going to have Nats walking straight up into some spot and taking us out from behind because he's so good at finding that route that the opposing team is not watching. And it did pressure Vision Strikers into a bit of movement they did not like. Gambit come up with a nice round on that. 5 alive, so they will start to mount those credits as well.
And I think you touched on something really important there for Nats. Route man gets paid, right? And for him,
Yeah.
he's just been able to work his way in. As you said, he's finding those openings. He's finding those routes to be able to wreak havoc back into what Vision Strikers has been able to do. At least that has been customary for the majority of the series. And I think that is what Gambit are going to have to continue to lean into for them to fight their way back into this thing. Because for Vision Strikers, even with that, they're starting to adjust, right? Like, you see those on-the-fly adaptations.
3 and 2 as Gambit start to work this strategy on the start of the 7th round. Quickly across, 2 up to the mid. And they actually get there before that alarm bot goes down. So behind enemy lines already, Nats Route Man setting it up here. Let's see what they can deliver out of this. Walled off from spawn. How do they finish? The spike is towards A, and they have so much ground gain, but Vision Strikers feel like they could still pop out of nowhere here and pick up a few frags that switches everything.
I think it'll all depend on that Sage wall coming up from Redgar as well. The spike in towards A. You've got Buzz, who's going to be late to the party. Stax is as well. This is just what?
There's one of them.
RB good for one. The drone looking to get some space as well. Shados on the trade. RB looking to work his way forward. Oh, he's got his hands full. Nats again. Nats gets a second. Route Man gets paid. Defo with the spike plant.
Big dinks there as well. Nats pretty hurt. They won't get a heal, but they will have control of the site. Everybody's still moving. A little chaos. Stacks almost got quite an advantage there. But the 2v3 could still be anybody's game. Everybody looking the same way!
Right? Surely not. Oh, he's on top of him. He landed on his head. Defo clears that up. Buzz in that 1v3. He should have decent info of where Shados was, and that's certainly going to confirm any sort of suspicion that was once there. He lands the shots as well. Gambit gets a 3. A close battle between these two.
Gambit creates these such weird situations that you're probably hardly ever in, even in competition where they're on your front doorstep and everyone's still alive. Somehow, the teammate with you in sight has been cordoned off. They can't get back to you, and you're wondering which side you're going to get shot from first. That is such a mind game from Gambit to be able to get that far behind a team's defenses right at the beginning of a round and throw Vision Strikers for such a loop. Had the alarm bot killed mid, 2, let people buy the alarm bot that round, and with the overview of being able to say, be a little bit more careful on the setup, don't be so lazy, and getting the utility out there might just, kind of been the change in what they need to do. We can already see there is a very big change in that setup. The alarm bot's not even mid anymore.
Well, and for Vision Strikers here, they've got Stacks with the rifle. Buzz with the Bladestorm. Mako 1 point away from having that Viper's Pit online. See if he can get there with the Sheriff. Positioning down B long for now. Gambit, this is an interesting one too, because I think one of the things we've highlighted is that for Gambit, at least on Icebox, they've shown more willingness to hit stuff early, to show things early. But this round, this is much more like map 1, much more like map 2, where they're not showing anything. They haven't left spawn.
Yeah, it's very true. We remember them on Bind. They were back in the cave and already drawing out the fire from Buzz and Stacks on this eco. They want to make sure they can at least get a few shots, maybe do some damage to the armor of Gambit right now as the game looks to be tied up after this round. As numbers advantage in favor of Gambit, and they move towards that B site.
It's almost like Gambit understand, and this is where this idea of like an unstoppable object meets an immovable force, right? These clashes and playstyles, it almost seems like Gambit understand that Vision Strikers are going to get antsy, right? Like they're going to want to go, I don't like sitting around, I don't like waiting for things to happen, so they set this trap. Yeah, go ahead, you can walk up mid. We're not worried about that at all, and they're just able to mow them down. So it almost seems like in that regard specifically, they're playing to what they know Vision Strikers like to do, and it seems effortless. At least it did in that round.
Whew. Redgar still looking to get on that map, but still, sometimes the kills don't tell you everything that's happening with the assists coming in through Redgar, the walls he's been placing for site takes. Without those, a lot of these attacks would not have acted as or not have ended in a win for Gambit. Now tied up here. Rez is there for Redgar. Chronicle with the Hunter's Fury. We've got 3 ults on the side of Vision Strikers. You can see him there yourself. And we're going to get into this round. Thinking Defo might have an operator. I like the switch up in the quick slow by Stacks here to just slow down the initial thought of Gambit on this round.
But do you slow Defo down? Can you slow Defo down? Vision Strikers using Mako's Viper's Pit to lock down A early on, also working that pass 410 to take a little bit more authority on that site. See bit of util traded out, right? Like that's what we've been talking about. They clear out the turret, they draw out the nano swarm, but King, nice shots, crispy on the red guard.
Very, very clean from King. Since Split, he has seemed to be quite online for himself and just vibing with a lot of these 1 kills to open up the round. Defo opens as well. Buzz goes down. That's a big frag. So now if they can get that range onto B, this Viper wall going up and down becomes very important. But King, he's going to make it that much tougher, and the Viper wall no longer to be used.
Yeah, sniffs that out. The benefit is that they still have mobility and gap closers on the side of Gambit. While they don't have the numbers, they do still have some of that to work with. And they also have got Shadows. They've got Shadows on that Reyna. RB using the Hunter's Fury early on. King creeping his way forward. Nice shots out of King. 3 on the round. Utility usage as well. Numbers back in favor of Vision Strikers, but Defo, what have you got in you? You see the lockdown coming out as well. Countered out from Chronicle. Clear that out. Good night. Give him a shoulder. Defo gets that. RB, or excuse me, King on the swing. Defo getting it down to a 1v1. He's got the Sheriff. Mako on the tap. Defo not able to land the first shot. Or the second. Is he going to get a shot at the third? He can continue to play time. Mako has to go forward. Mako lands the shots, but I don't know that he's going to have time for the defuse. He's not a lead for Gambit in the first half.
Again, the utility goes out, back and forth. Hunter's Fury, lockdown, and it comes down to the pure aim and skill of each individual player at the end of the round. King coming up with so many there. And then just the mind games coming in from Defo to make it all for naught. It's so interesting to see the way these rounds are going when you have a 4K, but still, it goes in favor of Gambit.
4 rounds in a row now for Gambit, and as you mentioned, you can get a 4K, and fortunately for Vision Strikers, there's a lot to be said about how that impacts economy throughout a half, but for now, Gambit sitting cozy, right? They've got full armor, they have rifles, and Ops still in the hands of Defo, 1 point away from having the Showstopper online, or excuse me, not Showstopper, Bladestorm online. You've also got Shados close to the Empress. For Vision Strikers, you don't bring a whole lot to the table this time around. Not a ton of armor, in fact, just King. You've got pistols the rest of the way.
And they do flex back to the Killjoy alert, alarm bot mid just to alert them of anything that's happening so they can get into position, put a little power and numbers behind these Sheriffs and see if they can get some headshots. A lot of that retake utility coming from one side if they were to be able to use it. Rotate back over with RB in this situation. He will start to move because they need that Sova to be there to see behind this Viper wall. So he'll be one of the first ones to continue back and forth to the sites as Vision Strikers flexes their defensive power. Buzz, oh so close in a dangerous spot, but he's looking to make a play. He loves being in this situation. They take him down.
Yeah, once that wall goes down, it's open season on the remaining members of Vision Strikers as Redgar and the rest of Gambit are able to erupt. Make some magic happen. Mako gonna have to deal with a Sage wall, gonna have to deal with the 5 remaining members on the side of Gambit. And RB's gonna show up a bit too. He's just so far away. You almost expect, like, Mako has to be able to apply pressure for then RB to try to catch him slipping, if you will. But nope, RB drops and they know where Mako is. Mako is good for 1. He ain't good for any more. Defo's op cleans up the round for Gambit. Now a 2-round lead. Remember, what was the stat, Rib? 7-0, 8-0 in the last 3 months, like 15-1, something dumb like that?
All-time 15-1. But yeah, as Sean said, even the recency out of Stage 2, 7-0 on Icebox for Vision Strikers.
It's only a 2-round deficit, so I think you're absolutely right. For Vision Strikers, yeah, they find themselves a bit down, but they know, again, this is a map that they're comfortable on. They play it a lot, and they're pretty freaking good at it statistically, so we'll see what they cook up in this next round. You've got one ult in the hands of Stacks. You've still got that op back in the hands of Buzz. He was on one previously.
Yeah.
It feels like he's not, like, fallen off, but certainly not as electric as we were talking about on Split.
Let's see if they get back to going up towards Crane on B. He's actually on A this time. But yeah, okay. He wants to be back on that pedal to the floor, and Defo finds him. He goes for the pipe shot to the right, but it's the conveyor belt worked by Defo. And now Gambit with 1 up. They know these angles can be peaked much easier. The operator is out of Buzz's hands. Nobody else was able to pick it up. And a little bit of utility goes a long way now.
Get out of my way.
The Lear to create some space. The drone as Defo goes up top as well.
Ooh, my word.
Shadows having a good idea of where RB is. Shock dart to follow.
Look at that, doubling up on 410 as well. They're just flying together.
Yep, full send between the duelists, and then Redgar's there as well. Gets the spike down. Only 2 remaining on the side of Vision Strikers.
You will not kill my ally.
And even if this wasn't working, Nats again behind enemy lines, ready for the final flank. You might just find the back of Mako, but Defo does that. The triple kill from the operator, the first blood to start the round. And I think W was constant press there for Gambit on that one. A different round look for them.
Yes, constant press as well. And I think it was great because it wasn't just, and it does happen this way, but it wasn't just Jet dashing forward and Reyna following and like full send duelists go kill. They were playing off of utility, right?
Yep.
They had Chronicle's shock darts. They had his drone early on to be what kind of paved the way for them to get in and get those kills. So for Gambit, they do dial up a bit of that pressure early on. It was based off utility and it worked beautifully.
Stringing the rounds together, we can see Buzz now on a Bulldog. Could make the difference in a 1v1 if they go to peek on these angles. Looks like they'll work drone here. Drone Lear. And good positioning here by Mako. Doesn't allow any retaliation.
Toxin screen down.
Nat's 1 point away from having his ult. And also, we saw him drop the poison orb, thank you to the observers, across mid, again, to deny information that could have otherwise been gathered by the alarm bot for Vision Strikers. Gambit leaning pretty heavy towards B. There's that Viper's Pit.
Yep. Bit of a blocker here, just being placed by Mako. He's trying to play the poison orb to delay what's coming in, give the rest of the team time to rotate.
Dude, there's no way out. He's gonna die to the util. Oh, 4 HP between the slow orb and the snake bite. Mako still gets one.
Down B.
The spike goes down. Redgar's dead.
Toxin screen down.
Playing around the util, but no. Chronicle gets behind enemy lines, cleans him up, right? That's going to open up space for the Viper's Pit to be used. RB spots Chronicle, tags him up a little bit. A warning shot, but that's all it is. The spike has not been planted yet. Buzz has everything in front of him. There's a Bulldog, upgrading it to a Phantom, and that's it. Chronicle gets 3, Gambit gets 8. Complete flip from what we saw previously. Gambit are the ones with the big lead at half.
And that's interesting to see, seeing how strong Defo Nats the team has played. They are carrying each other into these consecutive rounds. Vision Striker, they seem to be at a loss once that site is taken so fast. Usually they're able to use, as Sean said, all their utility if Gambit was just going to blast onto a site, but the way Gambit is doing this, they take down Buzz first. It's so hard for anybody to really find those angles after the utils being used there.
It's just been brutal. 7 rounds in a row coming out for Gambit, full sail ahead as they've had control the entire, really the entire first half. They read the utility that Vision Strikers had. It was gorgeous. We're actually going to send full sail down to the desk because they're going to break down the first half. Vision Strikers down big in the decider. Map 3, second half. Another advancing in the knockout stages on the line for the loser here. They go home while the other team gets to advance. Gambit up big. Now on their defensive half. You see Redgar early on dropping that wall. He's going to tank a good bit of damage through the Viper util. But he got what he wanted.
Backing up. They're just identifying where the majority of Vision Strikers are right now. Gambit playing this nicely. Vision Strikers do not seem to be deterred in their movement. The one-way comes up. Buzz does take a good bit of damage.
Defo has a ghost. Shados does as well. Both duelists. Defo has to give some of that space up. Retreat. What do Vision Strikers do off of this here? They've taken some of that control away. You've got an excellent drone coming out from Chronicle right now across the middle of the map. See that nobody has rotated off. They can lean a bit more towards B here.
Peeking together. Vision Strikers-esque as they all peek out at the same time. Nats up close to try and take down that spike plant, and now the rest of the team coming again from the same spot. We saw what happened first round for Vision Strikers. Yeah. Gambit trying to produce that same result, and Vision Strikers has already gotten a defensive position.
The thing is, you've got a bit more to work with. You have Shados' Lear as a little pop right out. Defo's good for 1, but Buzz able to get 2.
King needs to move now.
18 HP. Spike ticking away. Chronicles going
King.
hunting. Done.
King's playing it so quiet. He doesn't want to give himself up. Great kill. That's huge from Stax.
King! Oh, there he is! Is there going to be enough time, though? Shados is going to get cleaned up as well. Vision Strikers win the pistol. You're right. It was all off of King, quietly getting behind enemy lines, cracking that round wide open.
And there was a moment, too, because you could see the intensity in his movement on the minimap change as the team was going down, and then the realization that, wait, this is actually perfectly fine, the way that Gambit is sorted out, and just playing the time, playing the moment. King comes up huge.
Nats, rest of Gambit still have a lead. Cozy one for Vision Strikers, though. What you needed in order to get back into this thing. Hopefully find yourself at about 8-6.
Okay.
So I like that from Redgar. Look at that space taken away already.
He makes it right through the slow. The further push isn't coming in, so it won't really cause them too much trouble, but they did see that a little bit of love going towards A from Vision Strikers. So those forward positions kept now for Gambit. And up the tube comes Chronicle. What will he be able to find out here? They're getting pretty far ahead with this info.
And that's the second time now. The previous round, it was off of Chronicle's utility, but this time it was him getting info just by himself. And Nats is going to confirm things as well. So they know that there's nobody rotating off. It's a heavy lean towards B. Stacks getting the spike down. Buzz, a couple of warning shots through the Viper walls.
Here.
No sonar bolt just yet. Everybody has to walk through all the util here right now. They do have a Viper's Bite still to throw down. Defo, okay. Finds Buzz's face through the wall.
There's no lurk either, right? Like, there's no flank for them to have to worry about. The Sage wall goes up. They want to push forward anyway. Catch him slipping. Chronicle and Shados got one apiece. Shados gets the last one. That Sheriff sings true for Gambit as Redgar gets the defuse. Gambit win a thrifty one.
And they had the mentality that that was going to be a retake. You saw the heavy lean towards A from Gambit, all coming together as a team to be able to take that one down. And it never hurts to be getting headshots through the toxic wall. Great job by Gambit to pick these up, not lose too many members. Redgar on your screen, very happy with that situation. Stacks feeling the pressure.
Now I want to see what this does to economy. Yeah, Vision Strikers, so they're going to be able to bring in a little bit. You've got one Marshall, but pistols the rest of the way, right? And that's why we talk so much about that second round and a half. Whoever wins the pistol, if they don't win the second one, the tables turn.
Defo takes the Owl drone. They keep moving forward off of this. They made quite a bit of noise, actually, on the other side of that.
Oh, boy.
Redgar with the drive-by on King as he tries to move through Kitchen. And they can tell they'll be a little bit happier this round to see pistols on the other side. But wait a minute, Doug!
Buzz and RB are able to get one apiece. They have numbers their way. Defo trying to spam through the utility. Stacks gets the spike down. You've got Nats behind enemy lines again.
They know.
Yeah. Well,
they sniffing them out, aren't they?
And the thing is, if they draw too much attention back towards Nats, the remaining members of Gambit can push forward in from defender spawn. It's a brutal attempt here for Vision Strikers because they have to split their attention. Mako right behind him, though. Mako able to land the shots! Cleans him up as well. Now they can turn all of their attention towards A, where Redgar and crew have already gotten on. You've got the snake bites 2. He got it to half. Vision Strikers clean that up. Economy goes back in favor of Vision Strikers.
Oh my word, the unexpected comes through here. Vision Strikers with a beautiful round. Coming up with those kills, and they even had quite a bit of pressure. Instantly recalling Nats' push halfway through the round. They're able to find him, take him. Stacks and Buzz clean up a few more as they sit on top of that scoreboard for Vision Strikers here. 6-9, a back and forth this early means the money is going to be quite weird for Gambit, and they get reset back down to their Sheriffs.
Once again, Redgar getting past the slow orb with the Sheriff. Make sure there's nobody jumping up. Cause some problems early on. It is full Sheriffs across the board, too, so it's going to take some fine shooting to make something happen here out of Gambit.
Gambit in a 2-1-2. Nat's already taking quite a bit of damage. Sheriffs heard now by Vision Strikers, so they get a little bit of better idea of what they're dealing with. And working off each other just seems to be what they need, or what they're using right now to take an advantage. A lot of times Vision Strikers are completely based off contact, completely based off utility hit with people behind that utility. Here, they do need to change up their playstyle a little bit with the way that Gambit is responding.
Oh, I love this. Riv, I love this. You just saw Mako put up that wall towards B, and what did that do from Gambit? All rotated towards B. What do Vision Strikers do off of that wall?
Yep.
Pull right back towards A. The thing is, you've got Redgar, who's been a statue, and Stacks clean him up. Defo's going to fall as well. You're really feeling the gun difference here, and that's fine, right? You kind of expect that from that perspective. You expect the round to go in favor of Vision Strikers, but I love the way they manipulated those rotations, a little eye candy to cause things to leave Gambit on a back foot.
Oh my word, so close. This is going to be tough. Chronicle has all eyes on him right now, as they know where those Sheriff shots came from. Maybe able to clean one up here, Chronicle. Yep, Chronicle. Ooh, that sidestep actually looked like it was going to be another headshot, but Buzz makes it 3 first. That's going to be 9-7 as Vision Strikers start to close the gap here.
A 2-round lead here for Gambit. Given how the first half went, it almost felt like Gambit was on the precipice of just kind of running away with it, right? They had everything in front of them, the half reset, and even when you look at round 14, they break economy and you go, this almost feels like an inevitability.
Yes.
But for Vision Strikers, they snatched that right back, put up 2 rounds in a row. They're just not going down without a fight, Riv.
Oh. Mako just ran straight through mid. Chronicle times that and takes him out with a blind shot through the smoke.
Rez is going to come out, bring Mako back into the fold. Chronicle knows exactly where that is. A couple of pot shots, too. Got the drone coming out from RB. Oh, Defo was spotted just at the end there. Position given away. They also understand there's nobody else that way. So you can lean a bit more here if you're Vision Strikers towards long. Or at least leave Buzz there to see if he can make some magic happen.
One frag for most of the Gambit members, and they all sit on their ultimates. Just 2 away for Defo. This could be some consecutive rounds pulled together if they have good defense on this. Vision Strikers now coming in with a fast execute on A. We don't usually see this from them. They will stop, pause, and then work behind the util. Here they go.
The Hunter series excellent for causing delay. Nat's down to 9 HP. He has to reposition there to bring that Viper's Pit online. Chronicle playing around that. He's already got 1. Give him 3 and the 4th as he's got the ace in front of him. Mako's the last remaining member on the side of Vision Strikers. And he's got a world of hurt to have to get through.
That seems like such a comfortable environment for Gambit to be thriving in the chaos. As soon as all the util went down, they continue to hold those hard angles and hit those shots. It's been something they have been on top of throughout this match. Watching Nats hit things. Chronicle now coming up, which is making it even tougher for Vision Strikers to find their way in. He starts this off. Why not? Chronicle again with the feed from the sonar bolt there. Everybody's able to play off it, but more so him to pick up those kills. He says, thank you very much, me. And those ults did come into play somewhat. We saw Nats there using the Viper's Pit to make it a little bit crazy. Shados now has his. Defo still 2 away, but Redgar ready for a res there. And these rounds may just link together for Gambit. Bladestorm, lockdown. Let's see where they can get with this. If RB can get the Hunter's Fury as well, that gives them an even better chance at this round 18 on the side of Vision Strikers.
Interesting spot on the alarm bot here coming out from King. It's almost like they're expecting some of that early aggression, and not just aggression in that they get past 410 and they take some of that space away, but they're expecting a full work your way around, try to get into defender spawn. The nice thing for them here is they can turn their attention back their way now. Defo, with that op, just a sliver, the tiniest of windows to work with. As Vision Strikers continue, slowly but surely, to work towards that. Again, you've got Defo at that op.
There's the lockdown, Doug. This is just seems like it's pressure for now.
And the thing is, you don't have Chronicles Hunter's Fury to clear that out, so they're going to have to wait it out. And then reassess how they approach this thing. Nats is nowhere near the play. The four other members of Gambit are, though. You hear the Empress has come online. Stacks getting the spike down. Chronicle still playing up top. A little tag. A little warning shot. They spotted Buzz's gun. They can see it at the tip of the barrel right there. You see him trying to bang right through, but Buzz safe for now. Has that blade swing to work with as well. Now Nats has shown up. Now they can make something happen. Remember, Redgar, as you said, Riv 1 point away from having the res online. They're pushed off up top. Stack's able to get one Chronicle trade and get out, though, as he tries to get a bit of advantage, a bit of high ground. Nats and Shados able to clean things up. Vision Strikers just down to 2. It's Mako and it's RB. You see the snake bite. RB patient. He spotted him. Oh, he gets cleaned up anyway. Gets to half. Mako not doing it. Shados gets 3. And they're going to get the defuse. It was getting it to halftime that was so instrumental there for Gambit to get to 11.
With the lineups, with the positioning, Vision Strikers was in so early and they were able to set up that post plant. How is Gambit getting through these? Literally like sending 3 to 1 spot, continuously peeking off each other until they're finding it. It's just kind of rinse and repeat for them. They're finding success. Why change the way they're retaking angles, retaking sites? Vision Strikers being found out in the 1v1s. I should say 1v3s for what Gambit was peeking out there. And honestly, we have to recognize 2 amazing teams that a lot of people could say both would be in the finals of this tournament with the way they came in, the strength that they bring, what every analyst said about Gambit coming out of the region, Vision Strikers out of their region. And we are getting a match right here out of these 2 teams, but Gambit able to find that edge right now. And the util has been amazing as expected in this game, and it's coming down to the accuracy of these players at the end.
One quick touch once more on economy. Shados is carrying 4,400 credits into the next round, right? And that's where we see some of that really start to have an impact on things. Defo with the op up top, clearing out the drone early on as Vision Strikers currently lean towards B.
Not too many flanks coming in from Vision Strikers. They have continuously put all their members towards one spot. They haven't been playing too many fakes towards the other site. Once they start to commit, they'll cut audio, but still hit the same site. And here it looks like it might be towards that B. With the alarm bot behind them, they're ready to keep going forward.
It's a funnel. Oh, it's a funnel! King gives him a head. Defo rips it right off with the op. Defo's able to reposition, still hold a cheeky angle. Oh, that wall should be fortunate for him, but no, Defo drops Chronicle, able to trade that out as the spike goes down. Redgar still has that res, though. Thing is, he's going to have to get all the way back to Snowman Corner to bring Defo back online. And you can see it, right? Like, look at how they're rotating off. Redgar took the scenic route to get all the way back, used the Lear as cover to get him into a spot where he can do that. So Defo back in, the op online, Bladestorm to work with as well. Numbers advantage in favor of Gambit. For Vision Strikers, this is going to have to be big. Buzz and Stacks get a couple. Mako drops Stacks. Captain Clutch, can you do it again? No! Gambit get to 12. They get the defuse into Redgar's pockets. And my goodness, Vision Strikers, backs against the ropes. They're gonna have to punch back.
On the brink of elimination. Vision Strikers here. I gotta say, Doug, that round did not look very Vision Strikers. A ball of Vision Strikers coming around the corner. The push towards Snowman was great. They initiate, they control, they gain agency on the round, but it then seemed like they were almost out of position. The util used early with the snake bite on the spike. Yeah, the positioning wasn't there to use it any later because of how hard they were being pushed by Gambit out of position. What a game from Gambit here. Game point to move on to the semifinals.
You hear the Bladestorm right off the bat for Buzz. Has a Spectre to work with as well. You have a couple of really key ultimates too, right? You've got Stax' Res, RB's Hunter's Fury to equalize things, and Vision Strikers was quiet early on. Defo just got some info. Saw shoelaces. Oh,
Done here.
That's big.
Poison orb emitting.
Good push up here. Gotta say it by Redgar, but the kill coming in. Nicely done on the side of Vision Strikers. Do they instantly go, though? I love the fact that they're leaving Mako off to the side. They've always had all their eggs in one basket. Now they get a bit more info, and Mako comes up big. Yep. Exactly. Spread the map, take down Gambit before they can use all their forces to retake a site.
Well, coming out from Chronicle. He did get one, but Mako was able to trade it out. The res brings King back into the fold as well, and a quick swing. As far as personnel goes, as Vision Strikers have a numbers advantage. You still have the Blade Storm as well. Shados, everything in front of him, a 1v4 being pinched in from multiple sides as well. I think he spotted Mako just there, so he's got a little bit of info, but he doesn't have any HP. Mako get 3, Vision Strikers fend things off at least for now, as we're going to play another round.
That was a much more Vision Strikers round. Playing off the ball, making sure they have vision of the map. A lot of times they're coming back to find out if Nats is pushing them. This time they knew exactly where Gambit was rotating. Advantage Vision Strikers, but still game point for Gambit. Here we go, round 21. Vision Strikers, the pressure is still very much there.
Eco's still in a decent spot for both teams.
Yeah.
Say for Gambit, though, you do have one Spectre. And Defo's rocking the glass cannon. Nat's on light armor as well.
Instant sonar bolt mid. And then we see Chronicle take up a spot into I like it again. Back and forth. Knowing they found the operator is actually huge for Vision Strikers here. As they'll see if they can catch a little bit more. And actually right there, Defo protects Shados from being seen.
Oh, that was big, man. You can tell he was thinking about it, too. RB tries to take some space away. Gets punished. Vision Strikers looking to work the middle of the map. And you've got King, who's ensuring that there's no push in from A. So you know that B's not safe, but it's a bit touch and go the rest of the way. Love that from Redgar there. If we do lose mid, there's nowhere to go, and that is icing on the cake, baby. Chronicle takes care of stacks.
The amount of utility control Gambit is using to win this round right now is incredible. Now moving through the smoke, Vision Strikers need to push. They need to gain some ground and finding a wall to their right as soon as they get through, giving themselves up.
Well, and that's what we were talking about just a moment ago, right? That wall's so good out of Redgar. This feels like so Gambit. This is such a Gambit way to potentially clean things up. They try to go in. Buzz gets good on one, but Nats, who else but Nats? You've got Mako dropping the Viper's Pit. He's in a 1v4, though. He drops down. He gets cleaned up. Chronicle gets it from diminuendo to